First at 11, a new and painful effect from the never-ending trauma for some Parkland shooting survivors. Nearly 2 years removed from the tragedy, many of them understandably still do not want to talk about it.
And tonight, as the shooter's case moves towards trial, one survivor says she cannot and perhaps will not answer questions under oath. CBS 4's Carrie Codd has her story exclusively. He's live in Fort Lauderdale. Carrie.
Well, the attorney for this student who was in the freshman building and witnessed the shootings that day filed this motion in court this week. In the motion, her attorney argues that she suffers real trauma and pain as a result of what she witnessed, and that to sit for a deposition would only exacerbate her struggles. The ongoing impact of the Parkland tragedy can be seen in stark terms in a court filing this week in the criminal case of the confessed shooter. A student who was in the freshman building during the shooting and is listed as a state witness wants a judge to issue a protective order for her. The order would prevent the student from having to sit for a deposition with the confessed shooter's attorneys at the Broward Public Defender's Office.
This is a child who witnessed some of the most tragic of these circumstances. She was present. She saw death.
Attorney Jay Cohen says the shootings left his client with depression, anxiety, sleep deprivation, and other struggles. She's undergoing mental health treatment. He believes there are likely many other witnesses who can testify about what unfolded on February 14th, 2018.
I don't understand how this one particular client of mine, this young lady who is suffering as a result of this, is so needed or necessary.
The Public Defender's Office tells me they do not want to re-traumatize these victims and witnesses. However, they say if the state has listed these people as witnesses in the criminal case, then they have an obligation to take depositions on behalf of their client. In fact, the Public Defender's Office says they want to avoid a trial altogether and have said the confessed shooter would plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence. However, State Attorney Mike Satz rejected that offer and is pursuing the death penalty in the case. The criminal trial is expected to begin in January. A legal expert we spoke with said he believes this student's request is not uncommon and is likely to be granted by a judge.
The student could argue that she or he does not want to be part of this trial, and here are the reasons. And the court will very likely agree, particularly if it could affect the student.
Attorney Jay Cohen said he doesn't want to interfere in the criminal case. He wants to safeguard his client after all she's seen and suffered.
What I have an interest in is protecting my client from anything that's going to worsen her condition and upset the efforts that have been made in trying to get her as well and as healthy as possible.
I asked the Broward County State Attorney's Office for a comment on the motion. They told me in a statement, we are very sympathetic to the trauma that surviving victims and witnesses are experiencing, and we will file our response in court. Now, the attorney for this student told me he expects it's possible there will be a hearing in front of the judge to determine the outcome here. He also said he anticipates filing similar motions on behalf of other clients of his who were MSD students. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Carrie Codd, CBS 4 News Tonight.